Welcome back to another episode of this podcast. My name is Josh, J Lundo Hundo as my YouTube alias. I have a few topics that I want to talk about. Today it's just me, no guest. Apparently, nobody wants to do the podcast with me anymore. But to get straight into it, first topic is mental and physical health. My message since getting on YouTube to improve my life in general has been mental and physical health directly aligned. That is my message. I learned that message after hitting a lowest point in my life ever and ending up in therapy, like many do. And the main takeaway I got from my therapy sessions was mental and physical health directly align. So last year, I got serious about my physical health to basically test that theory. It's true. I have taken many steps to make my physical body healthy, and my brain has followed. I'm still nowhere where I want to be, but it is true. It started with yoga. I would just go to the gym or in my house or outside in the sun, just stretch and breathe and build this mind to muscle connection. And it did wonders for me. Since connecting my mind with my body, I don't have nearly as much space up here to be sad or to be anxious or to hate myself or the situation I'm in. It's almost like it's been filled with, I don't want to say distractions, but my thoughts have been filled with improvement and progress, or just my focus has been on better things. I wish that I could just wake up in the morning and be happy and be fine. I wish. Some people might be able to do that. You might be able to do that. I don't think very many adults can do that, though. I think it takes an effort to make yourself healthy. So, mine is physical activity. I have to get outside and walk every morning. I have to go to the gym and improve my body and try to get better or see progress. I come from a bit of an addictive past to different things, different unhealthy things, but now I'm transitioning into an addiction to progress. Like at my job, if we're not productive that day, I feel bad about myself. I need to get things done. I need to get things done. I don't like wasting time. In the gym, if I'm plateauing and flatlining, I don't feel healthy. I need to be getting better and stronger, or seeing more abs, or seeing more muscle, or things that I haven't seen before, that I can see that I'm taking steps. So every day, I have to make an effort to be physically healthy and mentally healthy. And if that's what it takes, I'm willing to do that, because I'm not going back to how I was. I'm not going back to how I was. I hated myself. I hated my life. I saw no progress, and I saw no happy outlook at my future. Mental and physical health directly align. My next topic is clinging to your inner child. I started doing this around the age of probably like 20. I'm 25 now. And it started with me running from wanting to be a grown up. I was in college. I had some money. I didn't have to have a big boy job. I didn't have to like provide for myself that much. I'm a bit spoiled. Um, and I used to tell people, like, I don't want to grow up. I don't want to grow up yet. I'm not ready to grow up yet. I'm not ready to have all this responsibility and all these things. And that's kind of an unhealthy way, I would say, of clinging to your inner child. But as I developed more, I realized that it's not as much running from being a grown up. It's that just because you had interests in things as a kid does not mean when you age you have to give them up. So, for example, cartoons, anime, Pokemon, things like that that you were interested in as a kid and that made you so happy, and you just loved watching your favorite TV show or reading a comic book or playing video games, things that just escaped you from reality and made you feel so happy. As an adult, you don't have to give those things up. Yes, you're going to have less time for them, but that's what makes you an individual. These things that when you were a child, you didn't really choose to be interested in them. It wasn't like you chose one day, like, oh, I like video games. It was just kind of, you're just a kid, and all of a sudden you're in a situation where you've got a video game and you're having so much fun and you love it. And now that's part of your identity is video games or tractors or cars or these little interests that make you you. You don't have to give them up. Childlike energy is a blessing. It is, what's the word I'm looking for? It's bliss. Ignorance is bliss. As a child, you're just ignorant to all these little fee foo foo problems going on, and you just are fully grasped in the moment and in life. You can still have that as an adult. You can still have that as an adult. Yes, it comes with lots of judgment because, like, oh, you're just a big kid. Oh, start acting your age. Oh, are you not gonna give up on these little dreams and these little fun activities that you did as a kid and just start being an adult? I hate that judgment, and I block it out. I block it out. If I want to love the things that I loved as a kid and continue to do them as an adult, I'm going to, because they make me happy. I spoke on identity. As we grow and age, you lose your identity and you find it again. Whether it's, you lose your job that you had for 3 to 5 years or 10 years. Business goes under, not in your control. You got to find a new one. School is a big one that ends. So your student identity fades. Sports was a huge one for me. You play sports and you're competitive your whole life growing up. And then you're not good enough to keep going, or you don't have the drive and the energy to keep going to the next level. It ends for everybody. It ends. Maybe, some professional athletes stop playing the game and they become coaches, or they, buy into their team or stuff like that. But you don't get to play it forever. You don't get to do it forever. So that identity fades, and now you're in a moment of, who am I now? What do I do now? How do I fill my time? Mine happened when I went to college, stopped playing sports, didn't have the same friend group that I used to, and, lost my girlfriend. That's a big one too. You lose your significant other, you break up, and now you're gotta find yourself again. If you're in that phase, keep going, because you find new things along the way. That's the beauty of it, is that it's the beauty and the curse is that nothing lasts forever. If it did, it wouldn't really be fun, I don't think, or it wouldn't be special if it was going to last forever. Things get to end, so new ones get to begin. Sometimes you got to close a door to open up a window or open up another door. Mine happened, and I do not recommend this, but I started resorting to temporary, very, very short-term temporary things. Like I said, everything's temporary, but partying, drugs, short-term relationships, and things of that nature. And I watched myself fall into a dark place to where I couldn't even start to see a future. I wasn't worried about anything except for substances. And I don't recommend that. There's healthy ways to re-identify yourself. Mine recently has been the gym, my body, and myself. And this YouTube and this content. That's my identity now. I'm a content creator. I'm a gym bro, bodybuilder. I wouldn't call myself a bodybuilder because I do it for different reasons. I do it to escape my past and to make sure I don't fall back into an unhealthy lifestyle. I am a worker and a helper of my friends. I am a son, a brother, a friend. I've got a list of things that I can say that I am. That's sort of my ego, my identity. And there was a moment in my life where I couldn't name those things. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was doing. And that moment showed me a lot. It showed me that I wasn't doing anything except for I was a smoker. I just smoked THC. I was a partier, I guess, and had all these things that just don't really last and aren't really valuable. And it's tough to find it again. It's tough to find it again. There's gonna be, I know my young audience probably hasn't gone through this yet, but you will, hopefully. You're gonna crash out probably. You're gonna be lost, but just keep moving and you'll find something again. Self help. Self help has been a huge realization for me the past year. Self help. You have to help yourself. You can't rely on other people to even inspire it. You can't. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and realize you need help. And the only person that can really help you, therapy did help me. Other people have helped me, but the only person who can really help you is yourself. You have to make the decisions. You have to be aware. You have to find things that motivate you. And you have to help yourself, whether it's financially, physically, mentally, relationshiply. You have to help yourself. What helps me the most is progress, hard work. I've started to value hard work. Physical activity, like I said, just pushing my body to limits and then resting and then doing it again helps me so much because I can physically see the results. I can physically see the results. And that means so much to me. That means so much to me because if all else fails, I know I'm making my body healthier and I'm making my mind healthier. If all else fails, if I'm broke, if I'm lonely, if I'm sad, if I'm happy, all of that to the side, I'm making my body and brain healthier, and that is enough for me right now. That is enough for me right now because I never had that before for 20 something years. I never had that before. I never felt that. So when I can continually hold on to that and feel that, that is enough. That is enough. I don't need a whole lot. I don't need a whole lot. I really don't. I pride myself on being sort of a minimalist. I don't need a bunch of material things. I don't need a bunch of money. I don't need a bunch of anything. I need me, my health, and my progress. And at some point, I'm going to focus on finances because you kind of have to have it, and family, and building my own family, basically. I will focus on that, family and finances. But right now, physical and mental health. We're going to make myself as solid as I can be. And then we'll move on to the next steps. I'm 25. I'm getting what I would say sort of a late start for myself because I could have done it at 18, 19, but I decided I wanted to go explore the dark sides of life pretty much. outside influence. Outside influence. Is that good? Is that bad? It can be both. It can be both. I have a tendency to block out all outside noise, which can be healthy but can be unhealthy because some people are actually trying to help you. And some people know what you're going through and can give you good advice. Some people just want to be heard, whether they have good advice, whether they have the right to be telling you stuff, and or some people do it as for their own ego. They just want you to listen to them because they just want people to listen to them. They think they know all and have all the answers and stuff. So it's tough to filter through these things. You have to filter. The toughest one for me is my parents. Being a content creator, growing content creator, they don't understand. They don't understand. They don't really see what's going on. They don't feel what's going on because, bro, they're 63. They're 63. They don't get what's going on a camera or the influence that you can have or the impact that you can have on people just through this little phone right here. And just from me putting myself out there. They don't really understand, but I kind of refuse to just block them out. So I let their opinions get in, and then I've crashed out before. I've crashed out over it before, and it helped me in a way of if I can push past my biggest influences and my most respected people in my life not really, understanding and supporting me when I know that I've got something good going on, when I know that I've got something good going on, just because it helps me, not because, oh, I'm growing in subscribers, or oh, I'm making money, or oh, people love me. It helps me. It helps me more than anything because I love doing this. I am a lonely person, so when I can reach out and talk to people whenever I want to through this phone, people that support me at that, it helps me so much. It helps me so much. Yes, it is annoying sometimes, like when you're on stream and you're not really getting the response that you want, but still, it helps me so much. It helps me. It helps me. So at the end of the day, as long as it's helping me and I enjoy doing it, I'm not gonna stop. Why? Why would I? Why would I stop? It's like a hobby for me. It's like a interest of mine. Why would I stop? No matter what anybody says, when I know it's helping me. Internal motivation. I spoke about this a few times before. One of my most recent gym videos, I spoke about this. Internal motivation for whatever you're doing, whether it's the gym or your job or anything. Internal motivation is pretty necessary because you can listen to all the David Goggins you want. You can listen to all the Chris Bumstead or the Shia LaBeouf. Just do it. Just do it. You can listen to all that all you want. But it's going to fade. It's going to get old. You can listen to your buddy who cares about you, who's trying to motivate you every day. It's not really going to hit every time. Internal motivation, though, mine is running from an old lifestyle. That works for a lot of people. A lot of people go to a very dark place and climb their way out and refuse to go back. That's me. That's my internal motivation. Is I see what I see now. Look at me. Like, I'm looking at myself and I look better. I look better than I used to. I feel better than I used to. My thoughts are in a better place than they used to be. And it's only the beginning. So I refuse to let myself fall back down into that. And it is tough because how I was living is easier. It's easier. Less responsibility, less action. It's easier, but it felt worse. It's easier kind of externally, but tougher internally because now, I'm pretty proud of myself. I enjoy seeing myself do what I do. I enjoy how I feel about myself. But it's tougher because physically I have to put myself through more. I have to physically keep myself much, much more active in order to reap the benefits of health gains, strength gains, platform gains, all that good stuff. My most recent journey I've been on is quitting nicotine vape, something I've done for 5 years. This is like the toughest one yet. This is the toughest one yet. I quit ZA, like 3 days of agitation. It was over. Nicotine, oh my Lord. I think about it 3, 4, 500 times a day. I have to just keep telling myself no over and over and over. I feel like a toddler. Like I was a toddler, you had a piece of role play. I'm a toddler, you got a piece of candy or a toy that I want, and I'm like, hey, give it to me. And you say no. And I'm like, give me it. No. Give it to me. That's how I feel, except I'm both roles. I have to say no, but I'm also the toddler that I'm like, give it to me. And I've gotten better. I've gotten way better. I was real hard on myself for not just stopping cold turkey, but now I can go hours and hours and hours without it. Then I break. But we're getting better. We're seeing progress. My David podcast, I talked about how I was going to quit. And I am. I'm not there yet. I am. I'm trying to not be so hard on myself, but I'm also trying not to be too proud of myself because I haven't. I'm not there yet. Yes, I've made good steps, but it's not like it's just not part of my life anymore. That's not how it is. It's still there. It's still there, but it's better. We're continuing to go. I'm supposed to be talking about internal motivation. I look at myself in the mirror pretty often, and I just kind of analyze what thoughts pop up. And recently, it's been, I'm proud of myself. So that internal motivation is a little less than when I used to look at myself and hate myself. Self-hate is probably the strongest internal motivator. It's a rage, it makes you try as hard as you can to change. It makes you try as hard as you can to change. It can be very toxic. It can spew out onto other people. When you hate yourself, you probably hate the people around you. You probably hate everything you see. So it takes a little bit to channel it, but for a while, that's what I used. Is I looked in the mirror and I hated what I saw. I hated it. So it led me to forcing change. And now that I'm proud of myself, I got to find a new internal motivator. Now, my internal motivator is more of like, I don't want to be disappointed in myself again. Don't want that. So when I look in the mirror and I'm proud of myself, I try to cling to that of like, oh, okay, you're proud of yourself now. Keep making steps to be proud of yourself and more proud of yourself. You don't want to be proud of yourself and then be like, okay, so now I can slack up. Now I can go back. No, that's not the goal. The goal is not to get to a point to where you can go back. The goal is to never go back and to keep moving forward, right? Keep moving forward. And the things that help me with that are self-affirmation and gratitude. In my morning routine, I've got a morning routine that has changed my life completely to where I don't hit snooze. I get up immediately, breathe a few times, drink some water. I do get on my phone a little bit. I check my phone for things. Then I get out and walk. I start my stream up and I go walk. Something about that walking just channels my brain to be moving in one kind of steady motion and my body. It links them up. And while I'm on this walk, if you've watched my streams, I do self-affirmations. I am the change I want to see in the world. Shout out Metric Sphinx, one of the most loyal members of the Hundo gang. He gave me that affirmation. I am the change I want to see in the world. I am the change I want to see in the world. I tell myself that many times. Today is a good day. Shout out Fanta. Fanta's another loyal member of the Hundo gang. He gave me that one. Today is a good day. I say that over and over and over before I go to sleep and when I wake up. Today is a good day. And man, I strung like a bunch of good days together just from that. And I used to have like maybe 1 or 2 good days in a row, and then I'd have like, ooh. After saying that, it's like I do create a good day because every day is good if you want it to be. My dad used to always say, when you wake up in the morning, you can either have a good attitude or a bad attitude. You have that choice every day. And from me saying today is a good day, that forces a good attitude. And I would much rather have a good day than a bad day. And I control that. Gratitudes also. So the first third of my walk is self affirmation, then gratitudes. I'm grateful for my breath. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for this drive and determination that I've built up. I'm grateful for my body. I'm grateful for my friends and my family and my community. I'm grateful for all these things. I just list off anything that I see. Just grateful, 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 grateful. And it does so much, especially starting my day with that, because then for the rest of my day, I'm grateful for things. I don't hate what I do. I'm not dragging to get through the day. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for the things I see. I'm grateful for the things I experience. I've just got mind control now. Not completely, but so much more mind control. I just want to promote these things to y'all because they help me. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not a mental health advisor. Somebody said, oh, I'm not a, you can't be a mental health advisor with all these problems. I'm not a mental health advisor. I'm just promoting the messages that help me. And you can take them or you cannot. I don't care. I'm helping myself. And if that helps you, great. If you don't give a heck, okay, I'm helping myself. This helps me. And it helps a lot of people. I'll be honest. I'm aware. It helps a lot of people. I don't really have a great grasp over my impact and my influence, but I know I've helped some people. And I know I've helped myself. And that's affirming enough for me to keep going. Breathing, too, on this walk in the morning. Our breath is taken for granted. I am a victim of that. I take my breath for granted. I waste oxygen. I waste air. I just you breathe it and hold it in. It does something to your brain. There's something about it. You can feel it just kind of filling you up, pause, and just you get a little tingling sensation around on your skin, and your brain starts to get clear, and your brain is like, oh, okay, this is keeping me alive. There's religions that are based on breath and meditation. There's got to be something about it. Focus on your breathing. Put aside a time of your day to just. So if you made it this far in the podcast, we're going to breathe. Breathe with me. You ready? And you can pretty much take that as deep as you want to go. 2 breaths, 2 deep breaths for me, and I just got a little like tingling sensation. And my brain is a little different. I got a little head change. Mental and physical health directly aligned. I am Josh London. This is episode 9 of my podcast. Thanks for listening. I enjoy doing this. I hope you enjoyed the listen. Subscribe. If you haven't, I appreciate your viewership. I appreciate your support. I'm starting to get merch on the way. You know, I've said that I'm not really to the financial side of my journey yet. I'm starting to get merch out there. I've got a website that sort of pre-orders now. But other than that, I'm gone. help yourself in order to help others. You cannot help others swim if you yourself is drowning. Again, mental and physical health directly align. Tell somebody you love them. Thanks for being here.